Hello everyone. So today's our content is what is a compiler, what is a interpreter, and what is a assembler. And last is the difference between the assembler, compiler, and interpreter. Before starting our topic, let's see some concepts of the related to the machine language or programming language. First is a computer is a combination of the hardware and software parts. It is a piece of computer which is controlled by the software and they communicate and read the only the electrical charge, and the software should be written in the machine relatable forms. There are the three translators in the Java. First is the interpreter, second is the compiler, and third is the assembler. And let's talk about the what is a assembly programming, what is a machine programming language. Hardware part of the computer that is understanding only the software programming language, and it also called as a binary programming language. In binary programming language there are the two values. First is a 0 and second is a 1. This programming language is hard for a programmer to write a program in Java. That's why a programmer write programs in C, C++, Java, etc. It is easier to understand the programmer and machine language also. That all about the machine programming language. So let's see what is a compiler. Compiler is a converts the high definition programming language into the machine programming language or binary codes. Compiler is it converts the whole code into the machine language, and it compiler it scans the whole program, and it shows only single report at a time. That is a compiler. Second is what is the interpreter. Interpreter is also converts the high definition programming language into the machine programming language and codes. There is the only difference between the interpreter is check program one by one. Then there is scanning process is slower, but execution time is more. That all about the compiler. Then that all about the interpreter. Then third is what is the assembler. Assembler is also part of the high definition programming language. Assembler is converts the assembly language into the machine programming language. It is not easily to readable by the programmer, as it is the closer to machine the language than the definition programming language. Then let's talk about the what is the difference between the compiler, interpreter, and assembler. First parameter is conversion. The compiler converts the high definition programming language into the machine programming language or binary code, and interpreter is also it's also convert the program defined program develop. It also converts the high program definition language into the machine language. And assembler it is converts to the assembly programming language into the machine language. Then second is the intermediate code generation. In compiler there is an intermediate code generation, and in interpreter there is no any intermediate code generation. Then third is the interpreter. There is an intermediate code generation. Then third point is the scanning time. Compiler it checks whole program and shows the error or result after the scan at a one time. And in interpreter there is a program check line by line. If there is a error in a single line, that time interpreter is stop scan and until the resolve the error. Then third is the assembler. It converts the source code into the into the object code, then converts it into the machine code. Then the execution time. In compiler it takes a less execution time as compared to the interpreter. Then in interpreter there is it takes the more execution time as compared to the compiler. And third is the assembler. In assembler it takes more execution time as compared to the interpreter. And then uses in compiler is used in the C, C++, C hash, Java, etc. Then interpreter used in the Python, Perl, PostScript, etc. Then third is assembler used in the GAS and GNU. That all about the compiler, interpreter, and the assembler. Thank you.